Welcome to the Hsld podcast. My name is Zach Bernhardt, a former athlete, current orthopedic surgery resident, and founder of Hsld, short for high speed, low drag. This show is all about high performance, where drive meets discipline, and each episode I sit down with athletes, leaders, and high achievers from every walk of life to unpack the habits, mindsets, and stories behind their successes. If you move with purpose, you're in the right place. Sitting here with Trent Cooper, the man.
What's up?
The mustache himself.
Yeah.
The stash will save you cash. Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't done an episode in a while, so you're kind of like getting this thing back up and running. But
sweet.
I figured who would be better than the stash himself? Yeah, the stash
Monkey Man.
So, tell us a little bit about Shingle Monkey. Tell us a little bit about Recoop. Just give us a little rundown. Who is Trent Cooper? And
Yep. So Trent Cooper, born and raised in Ashland, moved up to the Medina County area back in 2017. We moved out to Perrysburg, started a Ducati and Triumph dealership. That didn't go so well, so we moved back to Medina. All along, I was doing the roofing stuff. I was working for another company, running their business, and just saw a lot of just misses on their end of, whether it was time through production or, the start time from start to finish, basically. And I was like, you know what, I can make this a better process, 100%.
Inadequacies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm doing it myself, start to finish, I feel like they can't figure it out as a company. I could probably figure it out through myself. So basically what I did was take all the good and the bad and kind of create my own system and processes in place and created Shingle Monkey.
Yeah.
And I got the name Shingle Monkey because we were up on a roof in Cleveland, and where the houses are real close together, I jumped over to another roof, and the neighbor was like, "Oh, you're just jumping around like a monkey." I'm like, "Shingle Monkey, there's our name."
There you go. That's how it happens.
So that's how Shingle Monkey was born there. And I was like, man, this is such a catchy name that, like, who would not, like, want or be interested to, like, what do they do? Obviously shingles, so you're going to relate that with roofs.
Yeah.
And obviously we do all metal roofs, shingle roofs. We do gutters, siding, and windows as well. But yeah, that's kind of how Shingle Monkey got started, and here we're on year 2, and we've been pumping up. Now we have this lovely shop here in Ashland, so we can give back to my hometown, which I love. The best part about it is we aren't massive. We can accommodate a lot of roofs, 30 to 40 roofs a week. However, we don't have the insane amount of overhead, so we're able to keep the prices down. Turn times are usually within a week for homeowners instead of waiting 6 to 7 months to get their projects done.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I know one of the first things I said to you was just like, I love the name. I remember seeing the logo too and just being like, dude, it's like a barrel of monkeys.
Yep.
It's the little barrel of monkeys.
Yeah, so the idea behind the barrel monkey was basically like, you can't work by yourself. So in order for the barrel monkeys to work, they have to link arms and link together, and they're stronger when they're together. So that was kind of my backing behind the barrel monkey logo.
Yeah, I love it. Where'd you get the colors from? They're loud. Like
they are.
The green is loud.
Yep. I've seen other roofing companies, and they're either black or they're just subtle. One of the companies I worked for, they were like lime green and purple, and I didn't want the purple. They use purple for like royalty and things like that. But I really love lime green. I used to drink Monsters like crazy, so it was like one of my favorite colors. I'm like, dude, black, lime green, and white would just go perfect. And again, it's all about marketing. It's all about advertisement and stuff like that. People say it's flashy or whatever. I don't necessarily say it's flashy. It's just obnoxious, and I like being obnoxious, obviously, with the mustache.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
how
just
long
one
have
of
you
those
had the
things.
mustache?
So it actually was cut, I believe, 2 years ago because I made a bet with Skylar that if she sold over 600 Girl Scout cookies, boxes of cookies, she could shave my head and shave the mustache. So it's been 2 years since it's actually fully been shaved off.
Gotcha.
But I've had the mustache. I started growing it back in 2021, I believe. So like 4 years.
So it was like Monopoly Man, your inspiration. Where'd you?
No, it was actually, I messed up. I was shaving my goatee or my beard or something at the time because I can't grow a full beard. So it's just, trash stash or whatever. And they started to curl, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. I started playing with it a little bit, and I'm like, we'll just see how it goes.
See where this goes.
Yeah. But there's actually a cool story. So my great uncle Kenny Cooper actually won a competition in Ashland way back in the 70s for having a massive mustache.
Okay.
So I saw my
just a family biz.
yeah, my cousin Candy Cooper, which is Candy Blaze. She's big into hot rods and stuff like that. She actually sent me the article, and I was like, I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the Cooper name. And then I kept looking back at pictures of my dad because everyone's like, dude, you guys are identical. And he always had more of the like fireman stash. He never had the curls. So I'm like, I'm gonna rock the curls.
Dude, I wish my dad would grow a beard. I've always said he'd grow a mean beard.
Never
would.
beard.
Never will. Always clean shaven in the office. Yeah.
So my brother, he went bald up top, but he's got a phenomenal beard.
Spencer does?
Yeah, Spencer's got a phenomenal beard. Because they passed a law out there now where the sheriff, they can actually grow a full beard now.
Okay.
Because he used to have the mustache too.
He's got the jaw too, man.
Yeah.
Like he's got the
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a mean look, I'm sure. I'll have to see that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what other, before you got into this and said, all right, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to get this team going. I'm going to, open up this shop. What are some odd jobs? What were you doing leading up to this? I mean, what are all the different things that Trent Cooper's done?
Oh, man. Let's see. Straight out of high school, I worked at Walmart. I was in the dairy department at Walmart for a little bit. I met somebody while I was working at Walmart that wanted or needed help at the Holiday Inn. So then I went into the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
I was not happy with the Holiday Inn because the hours were all crazy. You're working 3 different types of shifts and things like that. I'm like, this is not for me, man. I was suit and tie every day, looking presentable, which is horrible, but was not a Trent fit.
Yeah.
And then my mom actually got me in at Valley Transportation, which is right around here, the corner, just washing semis. So I started washing their semis, and I was like, man, I really would like to get into the mechanic side of things because I was always, working on my own cars and things like that. So started working on the trucks a little bit here and there, and then the owner had a bunch of Harleys, still does, and he wanted someone to wash his bikes, detail his bikes up. So I detailed his bike one time. He liked it so much that I ended up going to his house like every other week. I basically became his personal detailer.
Yeah.
Yep. And it actually was great because he was very OCD and like his stuff had to be to perfection. Like flash forward, I created a detailing company basically because of him. Like I got my talent because he was so strict in how his cars looked.
Yeah.
So I kept working with them. I really wanted to be a diesel mechanic, but again, I was good at detailing his stuff, so I was basically detailing all the time. So I didn't see a future with them. Bill Harris actually hit me up, and they're like, hey, why don't you come sell for us? Because at the time, I was buying and selling or trading random stuff off Craigslist when Craigslist was before Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Started slinging stuff on there, and they were like, dude, if you can do that on Craigslist, you can sell for us.
Yeah.
So started selling cars at Bill Harris. That actually,
and I think that's when, like, I think that you were, 4 or 5 years ahead of me in high school?
Or 3. I think I was 3 years.
Yeah. Were you a senior?
Yep.
Okay. Because I was 2012.
You guys were freshmen when I was a senior.
Yeah. So, I think there was probably after you left and, then we get through high school, like, I lost track of Trent Cooper for a while, and then all of a sudden I think I remember seeing you working at Bill Harris when, I remember Trent Cooper coming back into the picture. Yeah. I was like, all right, okay.
Yep.
Slinging cars.
Yeah, because I was just real quiet kind of behind the scenes at that point, and then you obviously have to use social media to sell.
Yeah.
So I got back on, Facebook trying to sell some stuff. And when I tell people, when you're in a sales position or a new industry, where do you go? You hit your family and friends up first.
Yeah.
So I sold my mom a car. I sold Spencer his first car he ever had a loan on. Sold
Matt
him one.
Dilgard sold my grandma her car.
Yeah.
My grandma always talks about it. She's like, yeah, Matt Dilgard, that's my guy.
Yeah, I just passed him earlier today. He once he got in there, he actually he just excelled like crazy.
Yeah.
He was meant for that job.
Yeah.
So I was selling cars for them, but I was still, I found a love and a passion for detailing.
Yeah.
So what I was doing while I was at Bill Harris, I was selling cars during the day, but I would sell my customers a detail, and then I would go up to the old driveway 42 up here.
Yeah.
And there was an old drive-through there.
Yeah.
And they let me detail cars. So I would sell cars, and then I would go and detail their whatever car I didn't sell, or maybe I would upgrade them to a ceramic coating or whatever, and I'd go do it in the drive-through over there. So I got so busy detailing people's cars at that point that I was like, man, I'm making more money detailing cars than I actually am selling. You can make really good money selling cars.
For sure.
So then I opened up a shop in Worcester.
Okay.
And selling cars, and then that's where I got into doing details for dealerships.
Gotcha. That's awesome, dude. What? Obviously, this is your passion now, and this is your job now.
Yeah.
You know, being a leader, having a team behind you. But what's maybe one of the jobs you look back on and you're like, oh, no, I kind of miss that.
Pressure washing was pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah. It was just because you would be out doing the most random like houses, and it would take you some crazy places to wash stuff, and it was just fun because you're playing with water or whatever. Like that was just a wild job. We had a big box truck. That was probably one of the coolest, just underrated jobs that I had.
Dude, I don't think that I could do the roofing. The heights.
The heights?
Yeah, I mean, talk about that a little bit. Like, how do you, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want to be a roofer, like, is there a process where you're like, we got to get you on a roof?
Yeah.
All right, you need to see if you can actually do this first.
Yeah, there is. We have a couple guys now, they're getting their feet wet. So fun fact, I actually hate heights.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I'm scared of heights. Basically, like when I first got into roofing sales, I was very like a 5, 6, 12 or whatever, was very, very like skeptical on how to get up. Because again, you don't know your feet, your angles. But once after like 6, 7 roofs, you start getting a little bit comfortable. You're like, all right, can do a little bit of walking around here and there, and you start feeling a little bit more comfortable because you're focused on the roof at that point instead of like what's. A lot of people, once you think that you're going to fall, or that you're up so high, that's when your brain starts playing tricks on you.
Yeah. Dude, I couldn't do it. I'm telling you, I would look down one time and I'd be done. I'd be like, get me down.
Yeah.
So what is on the same sense, I guess, is like, this is the prime time. I mean, you guys are busy as could be right now.
Yeah.
For you with the roofing industry in Ohio, what do you do during the, cold time of the year? I mean, are you still up on roofs, or are you guys doing mostly, is that where you shift your focus to Recoop?
Yeah, so we still do a lot of stuff. Obviously Recoop stays busy all year round, but basically the roofing industry never stops. We're obviously not installing, we don't like to install anything that's under 30 degree.
Yeah.
There are shingles out there like the Malarkeys that you can install in cold weather temps because if you need a roof, you need a roof.
Yeah.
But we stay busy inspecting homes a lot more in the wintertime than we do in the summertime. People are like, that's insane to me.
Yeah.
However, in the wintertime, what do you get more of? You get snow.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of freezing and thawing, which
Yeah.
causes leaks if your roof isn't ready for winter.
Yeah.
That's where if you have a nail pop or ice dams and things like that, it's going to find its way into the house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So for us, it's actually a lot more sales in the wintertime, or doing emergency patches or something like that to get them through into the springtime. So our wintertime is actually usually busier selling, which is great because it sets up a really strong spring for us.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
If not, we have connections in Florida where I can send the guys down and we can sell and install in Florida.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not licensed in Florida, so I can't be a contractor down there, but we can go work for another company.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. What are some challenges you run into with maybe, first off, starting up your own business? I mean, you were always working for or with someone else kind of in the past. Biggest challenge, and then also now having a team below you, because I know you and I have talked a little bit about that with building a team or being the leader of a team. That's a whole different set of challenges.
Yep. I would say the biggest struggle I had, and still I'm trying to conquer, is that wearing too many hats as an owner. The biggest thing that I would tell any other business owners, make sure that your guys, you create roles for everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, well, that's an owner, you know what I mean? They need to be involved in everything. And you do, but at the same point, you need to make sure that there is a role for each and every aspect of your business, because otherwise you'll get just scatterbrained and unorganized. And that definitely has happened, especially with trying to create 2 to 3 businesses at the same time. Yeah. It takes a special person. Luckily, I work in chaos, like I thrive in chaos. I don't like when it's quiet.
Yeah.
So like it's where if it's quiet, like my brain is just all over the place. When I get a little bit of chaos, like I can actually like, for whatever
Channel
reason,
your
my
thoughts.
brain is channeling in like I need to do this, 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 and
Yeah.
this.
No, I'm the same way.
So I would say that is the biggest kind of hurdle as far as starting your business, when to add people, when to give them the roles.
Yeah. Delegating.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, learning to delegate. Everybody thinks like a boss, a CEO, a leader, of a company is like, to some degree, a micromanager. Honestly, the best ones are probably the ones that are better at delegating.
Yeah.
Clearly defined roles for your team, and then allowing yourself to delegate those roles to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you're basically, an owner should be a facilitator.
Yeah.
You are finding and delegating the correct roles for the correct people. Like one of my one of my sales guys right now is struggling a little bit. He came from door knocking, but we talked about the heights and the roofs and stuff like that. We don't think that's for him.
Yeah.
However, he is a mathematician. He went to school doing books and stuff like that. So I'm like, hey, maybe we have you sell some, but maybe we start working you into the office and you can start running our books and doing some of things like that. That's what you went to school with. So it's still like finding the right fit for each and every person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've run into that same thing. Just, everybody has a role. It's just like who fits best in each role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously maximizing each and every person's individual potential too.
Yeah.
Honestly, the best workers or employees are sometimes the people that you don't see coming too.
Yep.
Have you had anyone that's kind of just surprised you?
I would say, I would say my dude Gabby. He didn't know anything about roofing. He's still really, really new. He works a full-time job at Hertz. He's a general manager at Hertz.
Okay.
And he hit me up. He's like, hey, looking for a side job. I'm like, hey, I'll teach you a couple times on the roof or whatnot when you're free. And this guy has just blossomed like crazy. Not afraid of heights. He is bilingual too, so it helps us out with our crews and things like that as well. He's super personable. But the other thing is, what he's done really well is his network. Where other people are like trying to knock doors and things like that, he is hitting all of his family and friends. Taking off and like clients, business partners,
You
like
never
things
know
like
your
that.
next lead.
Yeah,
You truly
I mean,
never
he
know.
is just bringing in 3 to 4 leads part time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, holy crap, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So super proud of him and what he's doing. And it's great, and it's a great side hustle for him because he's able to manage all of it at the same time.
We've run into that too a little bit with people, and you say a side hustle. We've had some people that we have sought them out because they're working 2 or 3 jobs trying to make ends meet, and we see that as a strength. And like, I think it's so interesting how we've had people where that truly is like, oh, they're a grinder, they're just going to get it done. We bring them on and we give them one job finally for the first time in their life, and they go crazy with it. And then we've had people too that it's actually kind of interesting where you get the person who has 2 or 3 jobs and they need that.
Yeah.
Like they have to have that.
They need multiple tasks.
Yeah, you bring them into one role or just one position, and they actually find a little bit of complacency.
Yeah.
So they actually have to go back the other way. So that's been something, I guess, interesting for me to see and observe, trying to pick
Yeah, I
people
would say
and
it all
personnel.
depends on people's mindsets. We had a couple guys working for us last year. Excuse me. And the mindset was there, the grind was there, but it was maybe just the structure, because like I'm going to push you and lead you to the water, but at the end of the day, like when you do roofing sales, like it's your own schedule.
Yeah.
You wake up when you want, you do all that. I know some roofing companies, they hound their guys. They're like, be here at this meeting, this.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be that way, but I didn't start this company to be that.
Yeah.
I started my roofing company and got into roofing sales because I liked the freedom. When I wanted to go make money, I would go make money, and I would go do my sales. And I tell the guys the same way, like I can lead you to the fruit, but it's up for you to eat it.
Yeah.
And so basically, like this person, they just fit better in a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That it fit their schedule, their lifestyle, and things like that. They just felt more comfortable, and that's totally fine. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, in the roofing industry is a very cutthroat industry. Because especially on the insurance side of things, you might not get a check for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I do the sign-on bonuses when you're signing people up. It kind of keeps them going until those first checks come. But like, you know, I remember when I got in the industry, like I didn't see my first check for like 4 months, but when it hit, it was like a $30,000 a month check.
Yeah.
You know, and then after that, it starts building. Year 2 is really when roofing sales, you really start seeing the money because they're all starting to fill in on the jobs that passed that you signed up on top of the new ones.
Yeah. We're seeing some of that too. It's funny the amount of parallels, you know, just talking to you. It's like in our industry or, you know, what we do with Hsld and right now with it being the sports media, you know, a lot of that, you think about the graphic design, the freelance photography, videography. You know, Wes and I have had a million talks about this, and it's just like this freelance community.
Yep.
You know, it's just kind of the same people who are gamers, and like traditionally they do not work a 9 to 5.
Right.
Right. They're the type of people who stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then get up at 10 or noon. You know, it's just like the rest of the world's moving on a different schedule, and honestly, I think what has kind of made Hsld different, and why we have had the discussions we've had with some of the clients we've had in the schools, and like. We move differently.
Yeah.
Right? We are actually bringing some structure to an industry that has otherwise not really had a lot of structure, at least in our small little, you know, ecosphere.
Yeah.
Right? You know, we're not working at some university or something, you know, full time. We're not like some big media department for the NFL, right? But in our own right, working with these high schools, I think it's a breath of fresh air for some of these high schools to see like, oh, there's structure, there's delivery. Wow, they're actually going to give me a reliable product. So yeah, it's interesting to hear that.
Well, that and helping too with these you know, what you guys do at these high schools, like, hey, you don't need like 4 different random camera companies.
No,
we are
just
one
a kid with a camera.
Yeah,
who just shows up.
Yep.
Sometimes, but not the other.
Yep. Here's our price. Here's what we do.
Yeah.
You can expect us on time every time, and we're gonna get it handled for you. And not only that, but you know, from what you guys do for us, like top line, you know what I mean? I mean, the work is just crazy good.
Yeah, and I think it all, you know. It kind of a good place to transition to is like the bigger message, you know?
Yep.
You know, I mean, it's like I owe everything to where I am today for sports, you know, and then, you know, structure, structure, STEM, all those things have provided me the means I have right now to continue to do this and, you know, continue to lead a team. And I know for you, you know, you have a similar message is, you know, you want to be a part of something bigger.
Yep.
Truthfully.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, you know, roofing is awesome. I love being able to be a part of the roofing stuff. But at the end of the day, like, I started roofing because I saw the money in it and how much money I could save people as well. But the end game is that the money that I make, I'm able to give it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm able to sponsor you know, the Ashland football team or local teams and things like that. I mean, that is what it's about. Like this fall, we're going to be doing 2 houses here in Ashland, putting new roofs on them. You know what I mean? It's our give back. Ones that, you know, they can't afford it, and it's also not an insurance claim. Like we want to be able to give back. That's the only reason I ever wanted to make money was to be able to give it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the best thing ever. That's what, like, not everybody has that, but that's what wakes me up every day.
Yeah, and you know, in and of, you know, what we're doing anywhere else, like the reason we're doing what we're doing in our backyard is because we care about this place. Like we could be doing this in a lot of other places, but we want to see Ashland do well, and I think that it's why we started a lot of what we're doing in the first place.
Yeah,
you know, the exposure that we lacked when, you know, we were in high school, at least from a sports standpoint, like we had some dudes.
Yeah, and all we had was Huddle. You had to upload your stuff to Huddle.
And even then, like, it didn't work well.
No.
Like, it was not the Huddle of today, right? And you didn't have the social media. Like, you had, it wasn't that long ago. Like, you were 09, I was 12, right? And it's like, that wasn't that long ago, but you really had to go the extra length. And for me, it was like, I don't want a kid from Ashland. If they want the opportunity, like, this isn't the inner city, but like, small town USA, small town Midwest, if they want to get to the top level, if they want to play at the highest level, if they want to get exposure, why is it that a small town should keep them from doing that? You know, that's why it's like, I love to see what, you know, buddies like Heath and like Ty did, and then even Caden, what he's doing now, what Nathan's going to go do. Like, yeah, maybe it's not for everybody, the Division I level or the highest level, but why is it that this small town has to keep the big dreamers down?
Right.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
And it shouldn't. And the thing, you know, that's the good thing about what you guys bring at High Speed Low Drag is you are bringing the exposure to the local teams where, you know, this farmer community, has some really good talent that has been just kind of hidden, and they go to work at a farm, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, look at Cade Stover from Lexington.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Both.
It's you do both, and again, he got, he's kind of part of that new school social media and stuff, but you can have talent, but if there's nobody there to kind of promote that talent, you kind of go off in the wayside, especially when you're a little bit smaller town like this. And that's why, when you came to me, I'm like, man, like that is what I'm all about. Like, is whatever I can do to promote and give back to the community so these guys get exposed. Like, because wouldn't you want to see what kind of potential you have if you had the opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know until you get out there. And I talk to people all the time. It's like, I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not, but when I go walk the halls of the Cleveland Clinic, there's still plenty of times when I'm pinching myself because it's like, this is an international place. People come from all over the world to practice medicine there.
Yeah.
Right? These physicians are not all from America, let alone Ashland, Ohio. Okay? And if you had told me I could find my way there, I would have probably called you a liar at some point.
Right.
I would have said, no, probably not. Probably not going to happen. Yeah, maybe I can be a doctor. Maybe I can get there. But it's not going to be at the Cleveland Clinic, and then here I am.
Yep.
So it's like, I need other kids to realize that potential.
And that's where, we get people like us with the right vision and mindset. That's where we need to mentor the next generation.
Yep.
And that's where giving back it's not just about sponsoring and throwing somebody money. It's literally, that's why the one thing I do love about Ashland High School is with the sponsors that they do, how like us ex-players come back or business people in the community get to come back, and you have a player that you are kind of like mentoring throughout their high school career, freshman to senior, and I love it. Like I just texted my player, you know what I mean? They haven't even announced that we have a player, but I have the same one as I did last year. And it's great. Said, hey, how's it going? He's like, yep, been practicing for track, getting ready to swap over to football. I'm like, awesome. Hey, we got this gym in here. Let's get you in here for some one-on-one time. You know what I mean? Whatever you need, let me know. If stuff's going on at home, how's your grades? You know what I mean? Need to be there for that because we don't know everybody's home life. You might have some killer talent, but your home life is killing your mindset.
Yeah. And I haven't gotten a chance to do that just because of the time restraints and week to week and everything. But I was able to talk to the baseball team last spring before they started their season. It was like, dude, that was one of my favorite things I did. Obviously Coach Goff gave me a call and I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Not only are you doing something good because they see it. They're like, holy crap, here's a guy that played here and look at where he's at.
Yeah.
And it's not that you just went from here and then straight up. Like you struggled and you had to get to all these points. You know what I mean?
It feels like it was yesterday.
I mean, if you would tell me that I'd be sitting here in Ashland with a building in Ashland, you know what I mean, and owning my own companies, I'd tell you you're crazy.
Yeah.
I figured I'd be washing trucks or a diesel mechanic doing the same thing 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. But again, my mindset I felt and to me, it's a greater purpose. It's God's purpose for me. I don't even think the roofing is my purpose in life.
Yeah.
God is just using this as a tool to get to where I'm going.
Yeah.
And same thing with you. It's just God's leading us down certain paths to get us to where our true purpose is supposed to be.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, man. Well, what do you got coming up? What are some big things you got in the future here?
Well, we got your guys' golf outing. So if you're not set up with the golf outing yet, make sure you get signed up. August 29th, get there.
Yeah.
We're meshing the Shingle Monkey team and the Recoop team. We'll be out there. So if you want to see the mustache, we'll be there. Yep. We're terrible at golf, so you can at least come and laugh at us. So we got that coming up. We got college football coming, high school football coming. So I'm super excited to watch that.
Season.
But yeah, basically, for us here at Shingle Monkey, we're growing. We got a couple new people coming on to help take us to the next level, which I'm super excited about that. Recoop, we just hired a couple people for Recoop, kind of building that up to help, again, Ashland area. Because there was a reason I live in Valley City. I could have put a shop up in Valley City, but I chose Ashland because I want to build back better in Ashland.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Ashland. I'm hoping to talk to Mayor Miller here soon, and Ashland's got some really cool stuff going on, so I'm really excited. I'm hoping that, the golf outing, if people can be there, it would be awesome to see as many people as possible there and, unveil kind of the plans we have. I hope we can make it happen. it's going to be a large undertaking, but if we can get it done, it's going to put Ashland on the map for sure. And why not us, right? You know, it's right
Why
in the
not?
middle.
We're directly in between Cleveland and Columbus.
Yep.
This is a great community. And if you look back in the history of Ashland, there's been a lot of prominent businesses in Ashland that were known globally.
Yep.
Why can't we be a global icon again?
Still, absolutely, yeah. So I'm excited to be, part of hopefully the next step forward,
Yep.
man. So,
It's gonna be awesome.
I love it. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Yeah,
dude. It was a long
absolutely,
time
man.
coming.
Heck
Thanks.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.